Hello, today is Friday and it is the 18th of June 2012. Before we take a look at the daily and the weekly silver charts, I quickly want to go over a little bit on successful gambling slash successful investing. And if you look at the definitions of both gambling and investing, well, you can find out they are both pretty much all in around the same. So therefore, let's talk about three different games with the same analogy. In poker, you'll hear people talking about you don't want to play too many hands. And, well, the reason for that is because if you actually do so, you will find yourself with more inferior situations compared to your opponents. If you are making wagers on sports, then they'll say don't bet on too many games, because if you do, you'll be playing the games of weaker odds, or you just won't be looking for the games that have more successful rates. And within stock market investing slash stock market gambling or chart analysis, you don't want to play too many setups. Now, if you can really kick butt at any of the three, well, then that might be a little bit of a different story, but we're talking about, really the everyday regular players. Now, the trend line that connected the support level from this little here, well, it broke down below. So therefore, it's a situation where you're now finding resistance, and it's really not uncommon to have a failed breakdown below this trend line and at least recapture the range, maybe find a move up to the resistance level, which right now would be in around the 30 area, which was very big support. Question is, will it be big resistance? If we move this on to the weekly chart, we get a little bit of a hammer formation. It's 11:08 Eastern time as I'm doing this, and the market closes at 1700 hours Eastern time. So that's a little bit of only a little over 4 hours or a little under 5 hours to go before the end of the day. Down 11 cents for the week, so it could very easily be a positive week. It could be still a down week, but most likely the pattern is going to shape up for this bullish hammer formation as it closes very close to its open after having a decent move towards the downside. Now, when you look at probability odds, or at least calculating the risk versus reward, what you can do is you can state, well, okay, so 30 was that big area that was support. Let's move this back to the daily chart. So 30 was this big area. So what would the odds be that it goes to 30? And I'm not going to go over that, but if you could understand that, that could definitely help within different setups. What we can do, however, is take a look. This is the spreadsheet that I used to calculate the levels. So the low we have is 26.74, and the high is 28.92. So if we get at our little calculator, which I'll just do it in here. I can do it. I got a calculator in this part. So put the low of 26.74 and the high of today's level of 28.92. Well, if we do that, then the Fibonacci analysis would give us 27.55. So therefore, you could say to yourself, okay, well, what's the chances that and you want to go below 27.55, but let's just say, what's the chances we go to 27.40 before we go to 30? Now, if you're looking for strong setups, you want to analyze on a situation where you have high odds for that to be the case. You would be risking at this stage about 140 or so to be gaining about 120. So in this situation here, if you're right half the time, especially within commission rates, then you would actually be losing. But if you're right 2/3 of the time, maybe you're right 3/4 in a situation like this, then of course profits would be playing through. And of course that's if you're playing the casino style game. And that, of course, is the game using brokers, which, quite frankly, in my opinion, humble opinion, should be noted as online casinos. Thank you for tuning in and have yourself a magnificent weekend. Bye-bye.